I did not expect dating to steal my creative energy, to just come in like the Grinch and steal my creative energy, but it did. And let me tell you what I learned. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, if you're not new, then welcome back. I'm so excited that you decided to join me for another video. And for those of you that don't know, my name is Taji and I'm your go-to girl for all things self-growth, self-care, self-love, and self-improvement. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in or the journey that you find yourself on, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the community. This is video number 6 of our Becoming Her series, and it is very personal. This video is very personal, and I'm about to put you in my business just a little bit. This video is about dating while healing. I know, the ghetto. I recently opened myself back up to dating about 2 months ago, and it has revealed some things to me that I need to work on. I really need to work on. So I want to share some of the things that I learned in real time, recent real time, because I just learned this stuff. I just learned these things, y'all, but I want to share them with you guys so that you don't lose yourself like I almost did. Let's jump right on into it because, child, I got a lot to say about this, okay? I want to start with why dating feels different when you're healing. Number one off the bat is you are a lot more self-aware when you're dating while healing. Your emotions respond differently. You notice your triggers more quickly. Like, you can quite literally feel when someone is pulling you away from your peace. Also, dating tends to feel heavier because it exposes wounds that you thought were gone. For example, I've been single for the past 5 years. I ain't been entangled with no man. But now that I opened myself up, I started noticing things that I didn't notice before when I used to date. I noticed my attachment style was very anxious, and I noticed that I give people the benefit of the doubt and I tend to give too much too soon. Another thing that I noticed, which is very important, was that I am an oversharer. I had to understand that oversharing is not a connection, it's a wound talking. I realized that I was oversharing when I felt unsafe or judged. I would trauma dump on people just to prove that I wasn't a bad person. Talking about abuse, childhood, past relationships on day one. Just on the phone, letting it all out. Like, let me tell you something about me. It was like word vomit, quite literally. Whenever someone would ask me about my children's fathers, I felt this urge to explain my whole life story. It's like I had to explain myself so I wouldn't be judged. But I wasn't bonding, I was trying to justify myself. And the truth about oversharing is it's another form of people pleasing. It's rooted in, please accept me before you reject me. When you're healing, especially while dating, it is very important to learn that your story is sacred and it is not an introduction. It's not something that you share when you first meet somebody or when you're getting to know someone. Next, I want to talk about losing yourself and your creativity. And this is the one. This is the one that slapped me right across the face and had me ready to crash out, child. I'm talking about I didn't know what was going on. I did not expect dating to steal my creative energy, to just come in like the Grinch and steal my creative energy, but it did. And let me tell you what I learned. What I learned is that creative energy, the energy that we use to create things, and dating energy, it all comes from the same well. It's all in the same pot. So I was putting so much energy into dating, like talking to people, vetting people, feeling like, oh, this could go somewhere, then being let down when they show me that they're weird, and doing it over and over and over. When it came time for me to outline a video, when it came time for me to film a video, when it came time for me to do anything, any one of my creative projects, I was diminished. I had absolutely no energy left, and I thought I was going crazy for a minute. I quite literally thought I was going crazy. I could not understand why I had no thoughts in my head. I had nothing to give, and that is because I had used all of my creative energy for dating. I'd used all of it, so my projects and my passions and my own creativity, it suffered immensely. And when you really break it down and think about it, it makes sense. Of course, dating comes from the same energy, because what are you doing when you're dating? You're trying to create something. You're trying to create a connection. You're trying to create a relationship. You're trying to see what you can create with this person. So, of course, I had no ideas in my head. All of my ideas dried up. I was feeling so anxious and on edge. My mind was always waiting for something. I was always waiting for a reply. I was always thinking about the future, like, oh, what could this turn into? Oh my gosh, it was a lot. Instead of feeling soft, feminine, and connected, I started feeling masculine, impatient, and most importantly, I started feeling disconnected from God. And one thing about God is when something is distracting you, He will very much use that distraction and make you feel uncomfortable. He will make you feel that in your spirit to draw you back to Him. And that's what started happening to me. I wasn't picking up my Bible. I just felt so drained. I felt like I was doing too much, and I was so far in it. It's like I could not stop. I felt like, oh my gosh, my husband is right around the corner. He's one of these guys I just need to get through and just find him. I'm vetting. I'm doing so much. And I was running in circles, running in full circles. That's when I snapped out of it and I realized that my creativity is my purpose, and I was giving it all to a stranger. And if something is from God and it's for me, it's 100% not going to make me feel like that. Like I said before, attention is energy, and energy is currency, and where you spend it is what grows. Next, I want to talk about self-abandonment disguised as romance. And what I mean by that is ignoring your intuition because you want things to work out. That is why it is so important to have your standards and your non-negotiables set and to stand 10 toes down on them things, okay? 10 toes down, unwavered, we ain't moving up off them, okay? I found myself I'm compromising my standards for the sake of, oh, but he seems nice. He doesn't have everything that I said I need. Like, for example, there was a guy I was talking to, and he told me, oh, I'm not close to God, but I would never pull you away from Him. When my main standard is you need to be God-led, because if I'm going to submit to you, you need to be submitting to God, because I can't submit to two different, I have to submit to someone who's led by God. And I thought he was cool, so I was like, oh, well, this might work. For a second, I thought that. But when it came down to it, all I was doing was ignoring my own God-given intuition, what I knew I needed, and setting that to the side for the sake of, oh, he seems cool. That is not okay. Another way is confusing anxiety and fantasy with chemistry. Like I mentioned earlier, I learned that I have a very anxious attachment style. So when someone would feed into my anxious attachment style, that would cause me to create a fantasy in my head. And I would become a little delulu, like, oh my gosh, like, I like him. Mind you, we've only been talking for like 2-3 days, but I'm like, oh, I like him. Like, I can see a future with him, when really that was just my anxious attachment speaking. And some people are good at reading that, and they know exactly how to feed into that. It is okay to be delulu with yourself and your dreams and your goals. To you, it is not okay to be delulu with these men's, okay? We're not doing that. Not falling for potential instead of patterns. We are really looking at what people are showing us. It's very important to look at what people are showing you and going off of that, not off of the idea of them that we formed in their head or who we think they could be. That's how you get yourself in a sticky situation, and that is not what we will be doing to ourselves. We will not be getting ourselves in these situations with men because we're falling for a fantasy or what they could potentially turn into when they clearly are showing us who they are through their patterns. The thing that I found myself doing was imagining a whole future with someone when they haven't even shown me anything consistent. Here I am thinking that, oh, this about to be my man, my little boo. And all they did was text me 3 times saying good morning. Like, that was very thirsty of me. That was very thirsty of me. And it is so easy, especially when you know what you want and you feel like you've been waiting and working on yourself for these things. It's so easy to fall into that, imagining something with someone, especially if they're feeding you a little bit, especially if they're love bombing you a little bit. It is so easy to start imagining a future with them. And then you realize you have to stop and really that's why it's important to check in with yourself, because you have to check in with yourself and think like, what has this person done for me to imagine anything with them? What have they given me so far? And most of the time it's nothing. It's just your own mind playing a trick on you. It's your own mind moving way beyond anything that has taken place so far. So we're not doing that anymore. We are not. Another thing that I noticed I was doing was getting overstimulated by dating. I was constantly checking messages, waiting for replies, and losing my center and groundness in myself. It was awful. I had to pause and ask myself, like, why am I allowing someone to have so much access to my emotions and my time when they haven't even earned access to my life? It started baffling me how much time I was spending talking to people or waiting for their response when I didn't even know if these people were worth the time at all. I was mistaking temporary attention for long-term intention. That's scary and that's dangerous, because who doesn't like attention? We can all admit as ladies, we like attention. We like people to tell us that we're beautiful, or we have a beautiful smile, or our energy is good, but it becomes a problem when you are mistaking that attention as this is the person for me, because attention comes from so many different places, so many different areas of our life. It's good, it's bad, it's in between. But if we thought that everybody that gave us attention belonged in our life, we'd be in some trouble. If we allowed everybody that gave us a compliment into our space, we would have a problem on our hands. And my problem was, I felt like, oh, this guy is giving me attention. He likes me a little bit. Like, I'm going to see what he's talking about. When the case is, sometimes it's okay to say thank you and keep it pushing. That's when it comes to using your intuition and knowing what your standards are there for, what you need, what you value in a man, so that every piece of attention that you get is not, you're not taking it and running with it and seeing where it takes you. That's how you waste your time, your effort, and your energy. Next, I want to talk about how to actually healthily date while healing. These are some practical and emotional tools that I learned along the way of my many mess ups, and I want to share them with you guys. Number 1 is to date slowly and let people reveal themselves to you in their natural pace. As women, we are not doers. We are receivers. We sit back, we observe, and we move accordingly. People give things to us and we multiply it. We don't have to do the heavy lifting, the hunting. It's not for us. So as women, we should take our time, simply be, let the men come to us, reveal themselves to us in their own pace. We shouldn't do all this chasing and doing too much and moving too fast and trying to show all of these things about ourselves. All we have to do is simply be in the right pace, slowly, and men will reveal themselves to us and we will see everything that we need to know. Number 2 is to keep your life full so that dating does not become your oxygen. Everything that you're pouring your creative energy to, whether that be your projects, your hobbies, your routines, keep those things full. Keep pouring your energy into that. And whatever energy you have left over, that's the energy that dating gets. Dating doesn't get the first pick of the patch when it comes to energy. It gets the leftover energy when you have the time, when you can spare a moment to respond to messages. That's the energy that dating gets. Because once you start giving all of your energy to dating, dating takes over everything. It takes over your mind, your energy, and you have nothing left to give, and that is when it becomes a problem. Number 3 is to limit emotional access. Do not, I repeat, do not overshare your trauma on day 1. Let trust build. And that's actually very scary, because there are some people that are waiting to hear your trauma just to throw it back at you or use it to manipulate you. There are people out there that prey on vulnerable people, that like to trauma dump or that like to overshare. And that is why it is so important to hold your past close to you. It's sacred, it's a part of you, and it's something that you healed from, it's something that you are healing from, and it's something that somebody has to earn that the right to know these things about you. You're not just going to share these things off the bat. We ain't doing that. Number 4 is to create dating boundaries. I'm talking about texting hours, emotional bandwidth, when you're available to go on dates. Don't make it a free-for-all. You have to know and set boundaries with yourself and with people that you are potentially dating of when you're available to text. For me, I don't text after 10 p.m. If a message comes through, I will respond the next day when I get time. As far as dates, when someone asks me on a date, I don't make myself always available. I don't drop everything Craig's in trouble because someone asked me on a date. That's nice. I will let you know when I'm available. It's that simple. You have to create boundaries. Don't make yourself so available to people that you don't even know if they are worthy of access to you and your time. 5 is to protect your creative and spiritual energy. This one is so important. It is imperative that you remain connected and close to God, because that is how you are going to know that you have the right person. The right person that God sends you is not going to make you feel drained or push you away from God or take you away from the things that you were doing or take you out of your creative purpose. They're going to support you and pour into that and make you feel a lot more comfortable with it, okay? Anything that makes you feel like you can't give God your time because you have to give it to this person, or you don't have time for your own creativity because you are too busy trying to get to know this person, they are not the person for you. I'm going to break it to you right now. That is not your person. No matter how cool, kind, or handsome they are, the right person will regulate your nervous system and make you feel calm and supported, not anxious and drained. Don't be so ready to go somewhere that you jump on any bus headed nowhere. Okay? That is very important to learn. Last, it is very important to check in with yourself constantly. Make sure you're journaling, checking your own nervous system, checking in with your emotions, your groundness, your clarity, your focus, and understanding what's going on. It is so easy to lose yourself when you're dating in these ideas and these fantasies of what could be and what we want, because everybody wants love. Let's be honest, we all want love, but it is so important that we love ourselves first and more. Remember, healing doesn't mean avoiding love. It means loving from a place that's whole and not hungry. You deserve a relationship that you don't have to abandon yourself to maintain. And that is all that I have for you guys today. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share it with a friend, comment your biggest takeaway, and make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss next week's episode of Becoming Her. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.